Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning. It is a quiet start to the day. The winds are under 10 miles per hour. In fact, today is one of the days where we won't have to deal with too much wind out there. We have a few clouds around this morning mixed with clear skies. We'll see clouds thicken up, though, from the northwest as the day goes on. And you kind of notice later on during the afternoon hours the snow out in western Nebraska. Now, as this moves towards central Nebraska, it will lighten up to more of flurries than anything. So probably just a dusting of snow this evening. I'll kind of slow this down here and just show you through the evening. A little blue from time to time showing up there on O'Neill, Albion, Norfolk. A little light snow. Not much expected, and then later tonight that moves on out. But the clouds will stick around. The winds, though, they stay mostly under 10 miles per hour overnight tonight. So there's not a lot of wind over the next 24 hours. A little light snow, at most a dusting. I'd say at most a half an inch, but probably less than that for the majority of us. The next round, though, is going to come in from the northwest. That will drop some snow for our area, and it's also going to come with some Arctic air returning from the north. So let's play this out through Thursday morning as the snow moves into northern Nebraska first. Notice not as much to the southwest. Those areas will have much lower amounts of snow with this system. There's not a lot of wind initially this morning, but you kind of notice it here. There's an area of low pressure about right here, and there is a cold front kind of coming in on the back side of this here. So the colder air kind of filling in with these north winds on the back side. So temperatures dropping, especially in the afternoon. Snow continues to move through during the afternoon. By 5 o'clock, we're down to just some lingering light snow over southeastern areas. But look at the winds. They're now blowing pretty strong out of the north and north for the most part. And that's going to draw in that colder air. And that wind's going to get pretty strong by late in the afternoon and into the early evening. Some of those winds may gust over 40 miles per hour for a time. It's not going to be a prolonged period of time, but the problem is it's happening when the snow's still kind of falling. So some blowing snow is a possibility. Even the snow that's already existing on the ground, even if you don't get much snow out of the system, some of that existing snow will blow around a little bit out there. Now, the winds will die down later in the night, but the evening's still kind of breezy as the snow moves on out by about 8 o'clock or so. Later in the night, the skies clear up. It's going to be another bitterly cold night. The frigid air returns. Tomorrow, or by Friday morning, some wind, but not as windy. It's going to be kind of a breezy day on Friday, and it gets even colder Friday night. So there's your rounds of snow. Let's back this up real quick. The first round, that's tonight, a dusting. I'd say at most a half inch, maybe a little more in the panhandle, but most of us will not see much with this system. But then Thursday, again, we get that second round that comes through, and this is where we might pick up anywhere from barely anything in the southwest to as much as about 3 inches in the northeast. Tri-Cities area, 1 inch to 2 inches. I will tell you right now, some models have been moving everything a little farther north, though, and so we may be more in that half inch to inch and a half range in the Tri-Cities. So I'll say 1 inch to 2 inches right now, but this is probably on the higher end of things right now, this model right here. Everything's been shifting north with the latest forecast model trends, so most of us will not see a significant winter weather system with this. Maybe enough for a winter weather advisory up north. We'll see. So minor impacts, but still some impacts, especially with the snow blowing a bit out there with this system. Well, temperature-wise, we've got temperatures today that'll get into the 20s and lower 30s. I wouldn't be surprised if some in the east maybe stay in the upper teens today. With those clouds coming in, our temperatures kind of settle in the afternoon. Tonight, it'll be cold again, single digits and lower teens, but it's going to get worse, unfortunately. Tomorrow, colder day. And one thing that we'll start to notice here as we get through the end of the week, western and southwestern areas will not be nearly as cold. The worst of the cold is going to be over northern and eastern areas. So highs tomorrow, teens, 20s, even 30 maybe in Imperial. Tomorrow night, and again, notice not as cold in southwest Nebraska. We'll mostly drop down into the single digits below zero. Wind chill values will be much colder, though, for Thursday night, as I'll talk about in just a bit. Friday's highs, single digits and teens. Again, notice not as cold in the southwest compared to the northeast. Now, again, going back to Thursday night, starting at 6 o'clock Thursday evening, continuing through Friday at noon, a wind chill advisory is in place. What does this mean? Wind chill values of 15 to 25 below will be very common during this time. Notice western and southwestern areas are not as included. They will not be as bad here. It'll still be cold, but not quite as bad. And then for Friday evenings at 6 o'clock through Saturday at noon, So that's about an 18-hour time frame there. A wind chill watch will be in place. What does this mean? Well, eventually some of these counties may be included in a wind chill warning. Others might be in a wind chill advisory again here. I think eastern areas would be the candidate for the more likely areas to see the wind chill warning. Notice again, southwest and western areas not included. It won't be quite as cold there. So look at your future feels like, your future wind chill product here. This is Thursday evening at 6 o'clock as that colder air settles in. Thursday night through Friday morning, wind chill values of 15 to 25 below. As we look towards Friday, now during the day it gets a little better, but then Friday night, 6 o'clock and beyond, into Saturday morning, notice those wind chills. Again, not as bad out west. That's why there's no watch out right now, but where the wind chill watch is in place. 15 to almost 30 or almost 40 below. And I think the worst conditions will be over eastern Nebraska. Anybody that sees wind is going to have those dangerously cold wind chills Saturday morning. So Saturday, if you have plans in the morning, bundle up. It's going to be bitterly cold. By noon, some improvements out there. It's going to be another cold day Saturday, but we will see improvements beyond Saturday. So let's look at the next few days here. We have the light snow tonight, a dusting. Tomorrow afternoon, up to 2 inches of snow in the Tri-Cities. A little on the windy side late in the day. Winds could gust 30 to 40 miles per hour, blowing some of that snow around. The weekend, or Friday, I should say, Friday, it's going to be cold. Friday night, that's the coldest night we see. We could be near record territory. I think very common that we will see actual temperatures 10 to 20 below. Eastern Nebraska seeing the worst of them. Eastern Nebraska also seeing the strongest winds, so wind chill values 30 to 40 below will be possible in eastern Nebraska. Saturday's highs, single digits. There will be, again, some teens out west. Sunday, a warmer day. It's going to be windier, though, so it's kind of a trade-off. It's going to be a better day temperature-wise, but the winds are going to make it feel cold. And then Monday and Tuesday, that's when we start to return to more typical late January temperatures in the 30s, and maybe some rain to go along with it. A slight chance of rain there on Tuesday. And it looks like we'll settle into the mid-30s. It would be warmer, but we have so much snow on the ground. Western areas with a little bit less snow could get into the 40s, but we'll settle for mid-30s in the Tri-Cities. So the long-range forecast, and this starts next Wednesday and goes through Tuesday, January 30th, showing above average temperatures all across the country. I'm a little pessimistic. I'm going to go near average to maybe slightly above average in our area. I just think that snow on the ground is really going to hold us back. And along with that, we are going to see near to a little bit above average precipitation, more likely to see the above average to our south here. So there's going to be a lot of Gulf moisture here. And some of that may occasionally get farther to the north. We're especially watching Wednesday of next week here. So again, there's the snow here. We'll back this up. This is the NAM here for tonight. Flurries, light snow. The better chance will come tomorrow afternoon and early evening. Moving on out. Notice northeastern areas, the biggest target for that. Best chance of that. Quiet then over the weekend. It was just cold through Saturday morning there. The European model showing the dusting of snow right there tonight. Here comes that next round Thursday into Thursday night. Notice again, northeastern areas, the best chance. Moving on out Thursday night. Quiet weather, but cold Friday, Saturday. It gets a little bit better on Sunday as the winds crank up out of the south. They're going to be a little on the strong side. There may be some flurries around. We'll see. Even some minor precipitation Monday. I did not throw a chance in right now for Monday, but maybe some light rain there. Could be a little bit better chance towards the middle of the week. You'll have to watch that Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Maybe some snow out west. Rain in central and eastern areas where it could be warm enough for that. Might even stick around even through Friday, a little bit of moisture here next Friday. The GFS is a little bit less aggressive with that moisture, as I'll show you in just a bit. So here comes the snow tonight, a dusting. Northern Nebraska, the target for the best chance there. And then a better chance Thursday afternoon. The GFS a little more aggressive with the snow than any other model right now. Quiet weather through the weekend, just cold through Saturday. Sunday better with the southerly winds. And then a little bit of moisture next week here. The GFS is not as aggressive, but does have some moisture for our area. Tuesday and maybe more later in the week, but it's not as aggressive. It's focused more to our south and to our east than it is for our area. So we'll see how it goes. But it does look like we are going to see that warming trend next week. So again, better today, but here comes the colder air Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But then improving beyond that as milder temperatures return and kind of stick around most of the country. Looking like it's going to be on the milder side with a few shots of cool air, but no bitterly cold air. But again, here's the GFS. Here's the really cold stuff returning tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, and then improving conditions Sunday and beyond. Not super warm, but at the same time, We're no longer dealing with any Arctic air. Well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Wednesday morning. I'll talk to you all again on Thursday morning with all the latest. Take care. God bless. Bye.